Well, hello again, traders. This is Art Dill for FuturesTradingCompany.net, and I've already posted one of our trades that we took live here this morning. I'm just starting the recorder. We had a nice retracement here, and another nice setup for a potential short. So I will record this one and put it up on the net if we get an entry here. What I'm looking for here is, as we see, price is starting to roll over with the Hall moving average. Now, what I'm looking to get here is a trigger short, and that will be the impetus for us to get into the trade. This is the setup here. Nice retracement, rollover in the Hall, and now we're just waiting for a trigger. The other way I will take a trade short here is if we get a test of this new high that was put in. And we can see that we put in a high there of 13,039. Even without a trigger, if I get a test of this level and then it rejects it and we break the pivot that's formed, I'll be short at the break of the pivot. What I call an ABC pattern or a 1-2-3 pattern. Would really like to see a test here. This was a little bit more of a drop than I wanted for the trigger as far as price wise. I'm going to see if we can't get just a little test back up here, and then a break of the pivot that's formed here.
Well, they certainly didn't like the numbers that came out today, Carl. And the labor participation rate is really what guys are focusing on. And I think there's sort of a political angle to that too, Carl, in the sense that if the unemployment number shows up at 8.1, then the populace might be persuaded to believe that the market's actually getting better, the job market's getting better, the economy's getting better. And I think investors are skeptical of that reaction. I think the oil is telling you that. I think the stock markets out of Europe are telling you that. And what we're seeing is that investors are saying, hey, we could be a potential logjam in D.C.
Okay, now we're getting a test back up here.
Something that has not served this market well over the last several years.
Yeah, there were those who said, look, there's going to be another trade in the 10-year, and clearly at 188 or wherever we are at this point, it's proving to be true.
The question at this point, Carl, is risk on, risk off. It seems like guys are starting to shy away from risk a little bit here today. But that being said, every time it looks like there are sell signals out there, we're not seeing sell orders. And if you do start to see those guys are coming in buying the dips almost without regard for what the macro conditions are. So,
all right, now here's what I'm looking for. The reason I didn't take this initially, this trigger, is that look how far down the Hall moving average line that this formed. Much too far down for me. In other words, price had already moved quite a ways before the trigger fired, and don't like that kind of an entry. But now we've had a little bit of a retest back up. And I will take a short here at 019. That's really a breakout trade here.
Stabilize at this level. The question is whether we'll see further follow through to the downside or whether they'll continue to sustain here. But certainly we're not anticipating them reversing with any alacrity.
Trying for 13,012 as the first target.
Meantime, Mitt Romney reacting to this morning's jobs number, saying it was, quote, terrible and very disappointing, accusing the president's policies of slowing the economic recovery.
So this is a breakout trade. It's not a trigger trade.
Co-author of Job Creation, How It Really Works and Why Government Doesn't Understand It. Andy, good morning to you. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning, Carl. Pleasure to be here.
The general take among not just the governor, but all Republicans who are against the president, that's a very bad.
I'm going to use a 15-point trailing stop here.
Down to 63.6%.
Looking for a short at 13.019. First target 13.012. So 13.019 should be your entry here.
When we talk change policies, what does that mean? I mean, is it as specific as leaning into a pipeline issue like we're seeing today with this renewed proposal to state, or is something beyond that?
Well, there's a lot of things. You can't, if you want businesses to invest, which is what would create jobs, businesses are going to look at what we call the U5 or the U6 number on unemployment. So you want to see those numbers improve, and those include discouraged workers, and they include businesses that people that have taken part-time jobs for economic reasons. In other words, they'd like a full-time job. If we're going to see those numbers improve, one, the president needs to stop talking about raising taxes on businesses, particularly small businesses, and come up with a way in LRB where people are afraid of this trend to support unionization as opposed to...
Okay, I got filled at 13.019.
Look what happened to Boeing.
We're in the trade short.
There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of policies that need to be changed, but I think to change them...
And this will definitely be the last trade I take that I record live here today. Let's say we've had a really good day using a 15-point trailing stop here.
How much of the Romney camp is willing to admit that an 8-1 number on the rate, for better or worse, the data in this country is not perfect, but that might look statistically significant to someone around a kitchen table tonight?
What reality are we in where 39 months of unemployment being over 8% could be perceived as anything close to a good number? That's
Going to try to get out of one of these contracts at break even here. We've been in this trade for 6 minutes. That is typically too long. Very sensitive to how long we've been in a trade. Again, trying to exit one of these contracts at break even. And again, this was a breakout trade, not a trigger entry. Trying to get out of one of the contracts at break even at 13.019. Hey, I'm back, guys. Okay, I got one of the contracts off here at 13.019. So now I've only got one contract left. And I took that off. Because we've been taking way too long in this trade. And so I was able to get one of the contracts off at break even. I'm just trying to manage risk. So now I'm risking 11 points here. Going to use a 10-point trailing stop now. My stop's now at 13.026. Again, typically, what you find, or what I've found in my experience, trades either work immediately or they just don't work. So, That's why after I'm in a trade for a certain period of time, I look to start getting out of contracts if I haven't hit a target. Still trying for 13,012. That was our initial target here. And we got our target. And that's the end of another trade there, guys. So we went 5 for 5 here today. That'll be the last trade I take today, and the end of another great trading week. If you'd like to be involved in our room, just give me a contact. We'll get you in for a free 2-week trial where you can see these kind of trades happening every day.